I can't remember. But the last season was just kind of like forced. Like they were like, well, we have to have an excuse for like heaven and hell kind of thing. So they started taking it in a weird direction. So I don't know what they're gonna do with it.
It's getting to that point where you know that things are going down and that the writing it's they're just trying to save it. Like it's like when you're watching like a sci-fi series and they have the episode where it's like, let's take them back to 21st century Earth. It's like, oh
Here
no.
we go.
Don't do that. Don't go there. No one wants this.
Oh.
Well, and Lucifer's about Lucifer leaving hell and living on Earth.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to East of Anime. We were experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties, but hey, how's it going? We are a podcast where we talk about anime. Right over here on the right is Hallen3D. She's one of your hosts. Just below me is Bad Strategy. He's your other host, and I am your other host. Welcome, Hallen. How are you doing today? I already asked you that, and then we had technical difficulties.
That's okay. I'm doing really good. Like I was telling that I was watching the Avatar, the Korra, Legend of Korra. And so, yeah, I've just been busy, just keeping myself on my toes.
Oh, yeah. That's
in front of me.
Hey, we're live.
It's your other host.
Apparently. Little Twilight Tegan.
So, Bad, how are you doing today?
I am good. Good. Always good.
As per protocol.
Reading lots of manga.
Oh,
it's
good.
Not consistently good, but that makes the satire that much better.
Yeah. Nothing is consistently good.
Nothing is consistently good. This is what people who don't like anime, they want to be like, well, you see, all the anime that's bad is bad because it's anime. It's like, no, this is in every area of human endeavor.
Yes.
95% is garbage.
Oh yeah. Very, very true. Just look at the Hollywood film industry. You think that's better ratio than Hollywood than anime?
They may have exceeded 95%.
Yeah, that's true. They may have. It's pretty hardcore. But anyways, yeah. So we watched ReZero season 2, except not all of season 2 because not all of season 2 is out.
Last episode came out yesterday.
And we missed it. We didn't watch it.
Most of us missed it.
Most of us missed it. Not all of us, though.
I saw it.
33% of us saw it, so. Perfect. Well, so ReZero season 2. Everybody knows ReZero. If you don't know ReZero, you should go watch it. But everybody knows ReZero. It's a good show. It's about time travel and mysteries and stuff like that. It's in season 2. Midway through season 2, it looks like there's going to be like 25 episodes. Was that right?
Yeah.
So
we're at a mid-season break.
Mid-season break, yeah.
So the rest of this season is not going to happen until February, which is just sad.
Is it really? So wait, so it's a mid-season break and it's not going to happen for like 3 months?
Yeah,
that's horrible.
It's not unusual for 25 episode seasons to break them up.
This is horrible because now we haven't seen the last episode and there's no excuse because this is the last episode before the break.
Right.
I feel dumb.
And Otto's gonna have a scene.
Sorry.
We missed Otto's scene.
We missed Otto's
scene.
Just punched Subaru. Oh, best girl Otto.
Yeah, that's fair. He might win it so far. Well, I guess we'll have to see. So okay, so ReZero season 2. Hallen,
it was good.
What do you think so far?
So far, I'm really enjoying the take on it. I feel like I don't know, the thing with the what's it called, 7 Deadly Sins is like interesting.
Yeah,
but
totally.
like I'm also I kind of like the main lady who plays
Greed.
Is she Greed? Greed, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Because it like makes sense. She's just curious about the world. She's just like, nothing's done out of evil or spite. She's just that way.
She's the epitome of the like mad scientist type who's like, we will do everything, every indecent thing for science.
Right.
Yes,
Well,
that's perfect.
that's it's interesting. I really like that direction because I feel like the obvious direction to go would have been to make greed, money or power or something like that.
Yep.
But it's just like greed for knowledge and knowing the universe. So that was pretty good, and it also gave her a great like motivation to like potentially do horrific things, because she just wants to know what would happen. But yeah, anyways, Bad, what did you think of so far halfway through season 2? What did you think?
It is delightful. I like ReZero. I think the some moments are less clear than they
Right.
might have otherwise been. Specifically, especially within the Tea Party, like what is it? It's like the Dream Palace.
Yeah, it's like the
There-
Tea Party.
Yeah.
It's her realm.
Right.
Greed's
There-
realm.
There are some moments in there that are less clear than they could be, and
Yeah.
I think some amount of the lack of clarity is the result of it being transferred from like its previous form to an anime form. Because if you read the web novel, I think it might be more clear, and maybe that's just the way it's written, like because there are names for which character is speaking and everything. And I don't know that every moment translated as clearly as it was in the
Yeah, that's fair.
original.
That's fair. Interesting. Well, okay. So here's a question: how do you think this season so far? Because again, we're only halfway through, but we have a big old 3-month break apparently. How do you think this season has stacked up against the first season, insofar as the first season had like 2 halves? Because I guess we would say with respect to the second arc of the manor arc in the first season.
I do think the manor arcs. I think a lot of people would agree that the manor arc is the strongest ReZero arc.
I would agree.
Yeah. No, I think that's hard to. I think it'd be well, maybe it wouldn't be. No, it'd be hard to argue.
That said, I
manor arc
will
was
say that they've built up a lot of characters and they've built up a lot of they've done a lot of work building everything up to get to this point.
Right.
And so now we're like partway through a show that we all really like. That's already pretty well built up, and they're
Right.
building it up more. So this entire season is delightful in that regard.
That is very
'Cause
true. But yeah, no. So yeah, it has been. I mean, they've got a whole bunch of characters at this point, and we have done this thing, and like I think you said before, it one of the things it does is it ends up building up some characters and moving on to a new set of characters and building them up and moving on to a new set of characters and building them up. And I'm sad we haven't gotten any Rim, where we've gotten negligible Rim.
Just out of rotation right now.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate. Maybe, and she'll probably come back into rotation at the end of this season or in the next arc.
Yeah.
This next arc.
I really like this approach of like rotating out which characters are there and focusing on them, and it keeps because the writing is very focused. They know what they want to focus on.
Yeah.
Every like minor story arc that's going on is simultaneously tied into the overarching story arc. The writing's good. They know what they're doing, and so this approach is really solid. Where something like Game of Thrones, for example, branch off. A lot of fantasy stories will branch off and be like, there's this character who's over here, and this character over here, and this character over here, and that can be fun, but it's less focused as a result. And I kind of like the one place, one character.
I'm with
group.
you. Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah. No,
agree
totally.
with
I think it certainly giving it that much focus. Definitely
said
works
that.
in its advantage.
You said that, and it reminded me of Legend of Korra, because Legend of Korra does that, where they're focused over here, and then they're focused over here, and I feel like it's not a straight shot. So it's I don't know, you lose your audience, I feel like, a little bit.
It's interesting because I think maybe, and I'm not sure on this, I haven't thought this through very well. I think maybe what happens is when when a narrative includes a large quantity of characters, they have lots and lots of characters they want to work on, and they split them up across the world, they end up dividing the narrative as a result. But ReZero has a ton of characters without doing that.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
because I think
I'm curious to ask. I'm confused, I guess. So
Yeah.
the Witch of Envy,
mhm.
is that Amelia? She looks just like fucking Amelia.
So that is the thing that is, so they talk about in the first season, they talk about how the Witch of Envy is a like white silver-haired half elf, and Amelia's like treated poorly because she's a silver-haired half elf, so she looks like the Witch of Envy. And then here, like, very clearly, Witch of Envy looks like Amelia, and so it is a very reasonable, like, conspiracy theory to think maybe Amelia is the Witch of Envy because of time travel.
That's what I'm
yeah.
feeling. I'm like, is she time traveled, and like that's why she's so hurt? Because like she's trying to keep Subaru safe because she loves him. Like, I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
totally on that track.
It's probably the most reasonable fan theory that
Well,
I've ever heard.
there's also the kind of occasional hinting at, like, is Subaru is he a Sin Archbishop? Whatever a Sin Archbishop is.
Right. Whatever
Right.
that actually means.
Not that I can
Right.
ask the question without knowing how to define that thing, but
Well, then actually, that actually leads into one of my favorite little plot points that happened in this first half of the second season, and that was the thing where they're talking about Biyako.
Betty?
Yeah, Betty.
I love Betty.
And how she has a book, and it's not. So it's like one of the, what do they call the books, the
Gospels.
I
the
can't
Gospels?
say anything.
Oh,
Zach,
damn!
there's so much that happened
in
the
that last episode, it was all in the last episode. It's too bad you didn't watch it.
Oh,
So Moon, we should watch the last episode after this podcast.
Yeah, I suppose we should. I don't know.
I'm like, I could say this. Oh wait, no, I can't say that.
I didn't think it
because-
was going to come out. I didn't realize they were taking a mid-season break. That's really crappy. I understand whatever production things, but it makes me sad. Anyways, I liked it. I like that she has one of those books, but it's not actually one of the Bibles.
Yeah.
One of those. It's like one of the two books.
There's
of
only
knowledge
two
or
in the
something
world.
Like that.
Yeah.
And the other person that has it is.
I know where the other one is.
Yeah, the other person that has it is the what's his name?
Roswell.
It's one of the few anime I remember character names for.
Right. And interesting.
Ooh,
So
sizzle.
also
With Roswell.
also Roswell
Oh.
super totally is a bad guy.
But is he a bad?
I think
don't
he's a bad
know.
guy.
I still don't know.
Well, no, okay. He said he's crazy, so he's clearly crazy. Is he a
Yes.
bad guy though? I don't know. Maybe that's subjective.
I mean, he's definitely selfish. He's definitely doing it for himself.
He's definitely even if he's a good guy, it's like the right thing in the wrong way. Even
Well, yeah,
if
totally.
he's pursuing a good thing, then yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah, I think he's a bad guy.
So, does he know that Subaru can time travel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. Why did you ask that question? Do you think he doesn't know?
No, there's more. There's
So,
more. Just
it's-
watch.
It's been established. I think it's reasonably well established that it's not clear that he knows how Subaru time travels.
Right. Yeah. He knows
Because
that.
he's like he's basically like, I'm not going to kill you. Go back in time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's he knows it's obviously he knows that Subaru can time travel, but yeah, he's not sure exactly what the mechanism for that is. How he knows that? That's a
Little
good question.
marionettes.
Well, he's
Little
also
marionettes.
he showed that he has the other gospel, so he has the future prediction book.
That's
so
true.
presumably, that said, we don't really know how the future prediction books interact with
Right.
with Subaru's ability, because if you have two things that can both time travel, sort of,
Mm-hmm.
like it seems like maybe Roswell's book predicts the future of the last like time leap that Subaru does. Though it's not entirely clear. Like
Right.
maybe Roswell doesn't know all of the jumps that Subaru goes through, but he knows the final one, or
Right.
maybe he just has incomplete information.
Yeah, no, that's fair. He has somehow he has enough information that he can draw pretty definitive conclusions, but that he doesn't have enough information, so he really knows exactly what's happening. What's funny?
I can't say anything.
Helen just wants to say
She just wants to
something.
say everything. Yeah, it was all in that last
No,
episode.
so wait, so tell me if I'm wrong. Did
You're wrong.
the 13th episode? Did they show Betty?
So the
I don't
13th
remember.
Story
episode
behind
ended.
Betty?
It ended with Otto punching punching Subaru in the face.
Yep.
Okay.
So we've gotten some of Biko's backstory. I think we know that Biko is related to the Witch of Greed. I don't remember how much of that was established.
Okay, then I can't say anything.
That was that must have been a packed 22 minutes. I'll tell you what.
It ended too soon. I was pissed.
Here's the thing: it's like because it's all like the mystery coming together.
Right.
It just
Oh yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
Sherlock is
Oh my
standing
God.
in the room telling everybody what happened.
So- What do you guys think of Garfield?
He's such a wild card. He's just like off hinges sometimes, I feel like.
That's an interesting question. I don't know how I feel about Garfield. He is certainly, if I were to ever describe a character as a wild card, I'd probably describe Garfield as a wild card. I think that's also the shtick of like him in the season, is that every time Subaru changes something, Garfield will do different things. Like he won't, like the tiniest
he's
change
inconsistent.
completely changes the outcome with Garfield. So I don't know. It's interesting. He's an interesting character.
I feel like Garfield is like, he reacts in fear. And like his reactions are based out of like a fear of something. And I haven't really like, but it feels like he's doing things to protect himself, to keep things the same almost. And so like I get that from him.
Yeah, I think
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah, I think it might be Roswell who mentions that Garfield, like, who talks about Garfield's fear a bit. Though I have trouble remembering the exact lines.
Well, yeah.
Garfield is not in the last episode, by the way. He's
What?
not. He's just not in it. You just
What?
don't see him.
He dies.
Well,
What
it's-
cliffhanger is this?
No, it's
He's
not
needed
that.
to conclude the arc.
Nope.
He doesn't. Wait.
He doesn't appear.
Okay.
He doesn't appear in it
I have a
at
question.
all. Yeah.
So that means episode 14 does not conclude the Sanctuary arc.
Nope.
So Sanctuary is going to go on for another like 6 episodes, and then we're going to have
Probably.
like a mini arc that's like lighthearted.
Probably. I don't know.
Interesting.
That's
I
interesting.
think I like that. I like that focus on the Sanctuary arc.
Yeah, they're not. There's no conclusion.
I'm on board with that.
Well, because okay, now here's I think here's an interesting problem, is because we at the beginning of the season we set up the new arc with the other Lords of Sin, or whatever the hell they are. We set up this new
Sin
arc,
Archbishop.
the Sin Archbishops, and we
Yeah.
had what was it? Sloth, or not Sloth?
Gluttony and Pride.
Pride. Yeah, I think that was it.
Pride.
Well, here's
So, I like Gluttony. I think she's awesome.
well, because that's the
Or
witch.
not Gluttony. What's the other one? Sloth. Sloth is hilarious.
And you're talking about
is
the
it
witches.
Sloth?
I'm
It's
talking
not
about the
Pride,
guys
Sloth.
at the very beginning.
Oh yeah, the bishops.
The bishops who are
Yeah.
because you're talking about the witches.
Yeah. The bishops.
so we got the
Betelgeuse
bishops.
was fucking scary, dude.
We got the bishops.
I'm not usually scared.
We got the bishops at the beginning, and that's when we found out that basically Gluttony had eaten like Rem's soul or something like that, right? And then we get into the arc for the sanctuary, and so now we're waiting to. Once the sanctuary, my assumption was once the sanctuary arc was concluded, we'd go into the Archbishop arc, where they actually dealt with that. But if we go another 6 episodes in the sanctuary, then we're gonna have
we're not gonna get to the Sin Archbishops.
No, I guess not. So I guess Rem's out.
Rem's not necessarily.
Well, how's she gonna come back unless they conclude with Gluttony?
I don't know. I can't tell you. The last episode, you just have to watch it.
I thought it was all in the last episode. Alan, what
that's
happened?
The problem.
Okay.
That's some of the things they were like, doo-doo.
So that was interesting because I'm a little bit sad that they're not. They set up the arc with Rem and to see, well, okay, that's the goal. They have to deal with that dude, and then they can get Rem back. And then they went into the Sanctuary arc, which has nothing to do with any of that.
So,
or seemingly has nothing to do with any of that. So he set it up, but now we're not going to touch on it.
Do you think it's even possible for him to save both?
Both who? What?
Both save the Sanctuary and save the mansion?
Well, so
Okay.
we should bear in mind that Roswald, it's pretty well established that Roswald did this same thing before. So
Right.
So Subaru, when he fought Sloth, was doing the thing where he was saving everyone and saving everything, despite the fact that Roswald's plan was the same as it is now, to force Subaru to choose.
Right.
To be like, I'll pick only one thing.
Right. Well, because Roswell's real plan is just trying to drive him crazy, right?
It's trying to get him to give up on everything but Amelia.
Interesting. So yeah, so it's interesting. Do I think he can? I think he can say both, because then if he doesn't, Roswald wins. Roswald's a bad dude. Not that I'm saying that Subaru is going to win every time or has to win every time, because he might lose. That's fair.
I have a criticism.
Okay, shoot.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
So Biyoko.
Okay.
She's dying. It's very tragic. She holds her hand out. Subaru teleports to Sanctuary. That is nonsense. That is nonsense. Biyoko can't teleport people. That's a terrible precedent to set. Every time in the future where Subaru needs to go somewhere, we're going to be like, well, why doesn't he have Biyoko teleport him? She can't teleport people. You know what's supposed to happen? I'm pretty sure, I don't remember perfectly, but I'm pretty sure in the web novel, Biyoko uses her door crossing ability. And Sanctuary is close enough that she can connect to a door there.
Gotcha.
She can't teleport people with her hand. Why did they do that? I don't think she can.
I don't think she can. I agree. It's not like a wonderful precedent to set. It's a little bit too convenient.
It's a really dangerous precedent, because it's gonna make inconsistencies in the narrative almost certainly later on.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I can get behind that. They probably could have, because you think that in the light novel they just did it with the door thing?
I think they did the door crossing. I think that's how it happened.
And it just so happens.
I also think the mansion, the events at the mansion may have been a bit different in the web novel. But I'm not sure if maybe I'm misremembering, and maybe the things I'm remembering are things that have yet to happen. But
interesting. Okay.
Oh yeah, so you've read. Yeah. I forgot you've read. How far ahead have you read?
I've read the next arc. The next big arc is in Kararagi.
Okay.
So I've read into Kararagi a bit.
So you kind of have an idea what this last episode is, right?
I do have an idea.
Okay. That makes me feel better.
Yes, I'm the only one that's behind.
What was 13? I don't remember like the whole because we went to what's her butt's tea party.
Yeah. We had, I think most of 13 was, because 13 was called Tea Party, and
Right.
it was almost entirely. I think it's what he sees the Witch of Envy in the Tea Party,
Yeah.
hmm
Yep.
and
Okay.
he loses his ability to complete the trials.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
he tries to go back into the like temple building,
Right.
and he can't because
Right.
greed took away his I don't know what it is, his like.
His.
Wait, does that, if she took away his ability to complete the trials, does that mean she took away his ability to command the clones?
I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting.
I mean, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe that would make sense.
I have a second complaint.
Okay.
What?
Roswald at one point has makeup on, and then he does this, and his makeup goes away. I don't think he can do
No.
that.
Say
I think
what?
that's cheating. I don't think you can magic away makeup.
That's fair. That's hard. You gotta get like remover and alcohol and stuff. Oh, jeez. That's fair. That's fair. Well, okay. So, what do you think the strongest point of this season is so far? I really do like the tea parties and his interaction with the witches. I thought that was really interesting. Although it was a little bit weirdly convenient that like they were all just hanging out, whether or not they're dead or whatever's going on with them. Banished.
I think that's going to get better established by the end.
Right.
I like the tea parties. I also think they're the most disjointed part because there's like
I agree.
it's much less clear what's going on. Also, I do not like Greed's speech when they have the camera going around her and she like freezes and it's like there's just this 3D thing that's like a budget saver.
Right.
When she's giving a big long speech in episode 13, I think it is. I think
this
it
the
looks
one
really
I didn't
bad.
see, huh?
No, this is one this is what we watched.
The last one we saw? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, where Greed gives maybe it's at the end of 12.
Yeah, right.
But Greed gives a big long like breathless explanation of things.
Right.
And that I think in the light novel, I'm pretty sure when I saw it in the light novel, I was like, oh Jesus, I need to take a break before I read this. This is just like dense text. But
yeah, that's fair.
I didn't like the like they froze her face and just spun the 3D camera around her, and it felt like a budget saver, and it didn't look good.
Right.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Something I did really like. I like the first trial for Subaru, because the first trial for Subaru
right.
is not really a trial for Subaru.
No.
It's reinforcing all of the things that he overcame in the first season.
Yep.
And it's established like, and it's I think that was really lovely to be like,
right.
Look at him face all these things, and he conquered them. You saw him conquer them, and now here he is, and he's like, I'm at peace with this.
Yeah. No, totally.
I liked it too because it was like his way of saying goodbye to life.
Yeah. It was him moving on.
Yeah.
And that was really great. It also helped develop his it was good character development, and it was interesting that his father was someone that he felt like he was in the shadow of.
Yeah.
Especially given that he is in this new fantasy world where everyone's superpowered except for him.
Right.
And so he has to cope with being basically inferior to everyone around him, which is an important part of his character. And
yeah, no, totally.
I think that may have been one of my favorite things of this first half.
I had forgotten about that one. What was his? I'm trying to think of what the second. Didn't he do the second trial?
The second trial was him seeing what would happen after he died in each of the worlds in which he died.
He just kept dying.
Right.
It was brutal, and then he'd see like the after effects of the thing. That was like brutal. I was like, oh.
So he failed.
He'd wake up and throw up, and
no, I think he succeeded the second trial.
He did succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was Daphne, which is the Witch of Lost, impersonated Rim at the end.
Right. And
he
didn't.
No.
Then he got his.
Rim wouldn't tell me to give up.
Right. Totally.
Yeah, that was
everyone
cool.
in the audience was like, yeah, she wouldn't.
That's right. Rim knows better than that.
So I don't know how to pronounce her name, but Echidna.
I feel like
Greed.
Echidna.
She's Echidna. Is that how you say it?
Echidna. It's an animal.
Oh yeah, Echidna.
Okay.
I remember.
Sounds
Right.
like butterfly to me, but probably because she wears the butterfly things. But anyway, she shit, I lost my train of thought.
Oh no.
I feel like you take a moment to think about this. I feel like the moment we had when that happened was like in Konosuba, where everyone's like, "Yeah, we remember all the things this town has given us," and everyone had the cards for the
Oh,
succubus
that's what I was
place,
saying.
except people were holding up like little rim pictures. Like, yeah, rim.
Well, and Echidna actually wants to make a deal with him, and he won't accept her deal, and then she doesn't allow him to take the rest of the trials.
Right.
She kicks him out. So that's why he can't continue. It's because he wouldn't make a deal with her, and she wanted to basically use his body to figure out how people react to things.
Yeah, because it's the point of the like main point of the arc is Subaru coming to care about himself rather than only about everyone else, and so that conclusion with Echidna's a really nice cap on that, because Echidna's basically like, I will bring you to the point where you have done everything you wanted and saved everyone at the cost of yourself, basically. And then by the end he refuses it, which is really good.
Yeah.
Byakuo. This is the thing
Okay.
with Byakuo.
Byakuo. Go for Byakuo.
Byakuo is lovely and delightful.
Right.
Everyone loves Byakuo.
Yep. Everybody loves it.
There's a thing that Byakuo says that took me a moment. I had to do a double take because I was like, wait, what? Why'd she say that? And then afterwards I was like, oh, she's like, Subaru, I'm not going with you unless you're willing to give up everything that you have for me. And I was like, why'd she say that? And then I realized it's because she's like, she gave up everything she had for the contract that she made that is now trapped in the library forever.
Right.
And so basically what she's doing is being like, look, I'm not going to give this up unless you're willing to give as much to me as I gave for this contract.
Yep.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, that was a great. I really enjoyed what we have gotten of Byakuo, in the second season so far, because we're trying to figure out more about her.
I'm trying to gauge where you guys are at. So that
We're
Byakuo.
one episode behind you. That's where.
I know, but
It's
I'm trying
not
to
that
remember
complicated.
like everything that's. I don't want to give away anything.
Packed 22 minutes, man.
So Byakuo, we know that she is. So is she waiting for somebody?
Yeah, she's waiting. So she was given the order to wait for that person.
Who is that person?
And I think Echidna said that there was no that person. That she was just.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I was getting at.
That was like midway through. I'm just gonna watch the next episode and nothing is gonna happen. I'm like, oh, yeah, great. That's right where we are. But, I really enjoyed her.
I couldn't believe that like hurt my heart a little bit that Byakuo wasn't waiting for anybody.
I know.
She's like, I didn't give her a person to wait.
Well, because she made her deals with what's his face with
Echidna.
Is it with Echidna?
Yeah, Byakuo
has a contract with Echidna. Yeah.
I'm not sure to what extent the nature of
agreed.
Byakuo's relationship with Echidna.
Well, and she said that she needed to wait there until she found the person, and there was no the person.
Yeah,
no, Echidna just tricked her, kind of. She was like, "There's not a person. She's just waiting there, and she's never figured that out."
I think she did. Yeah.
Mean.
I think she did it in that really like cheap way of being like, "Oh, it's true from a certain point of view." It's like,
right.
You're waiting for that person, but really, there's no person.
Also,
You're waiting for yourself.
It's not clear to what extent Echidna could even do anything about it, because I think she established that she died, and so it's not clear how
that's fair.
power she actually has from her tomb.
Yeah, that's interesting. So they're all dead. All the witches are dead,
Mm-hmm.
and they just kind of bop around in this otherworldly plane, and occasionally suck up Subaru.
It's the mind palace that Echidna created.
The Mind Palace. It's the good
Mind.
phrase. I want to make one of those.
I have
one
to
day.
say, I have a theory. I
Okay.
think that Miyako is to Subaru as Puck is to Amelia. That's my theory.
That's the way it's going to happen?
I don't know. There's just something there.
Okay. Interesting.
And he's laughing at me. So he knows something.
It's interesting.
I like the dynamic between Biko and Subaru. I think it's a really good dynamic. They have a lot of good character relationships in this.
Yeah, they do. Although I will say one thing though about the character dynamics between Biko and Subaru, and also the character dynamics between a lot of the other characters, is sometimes it's a little hard for me to like get my mind around what their actual relationship is, because so many things have happened but they didn't actually happen anymore because time travel's a thing. And so I'm like, okay, wait, does Biyako like Subaru, or is she irritated by him? I'm not sure. Even though they've had a wonderful relationship that's developed really far, I don't know exactly what it is right now.
I would also like to say I think that ReZero is one of the best shows for handling that element of time travel, because I feel like they do a really good job incorporating that into Subaru's perception of the relationships. Because
That's fair.
Subaru also doesn't know where he stands in his relationships, and that's
totally fair.
The arc, because that's been important to a few arcs where he's been like, "Wait, we're friends."
Yeah, well, that's.
I've been really chummy with you because I know you, but I didn't know that you actually like.
Right.
Yeah, you feel the same way. Like the merchant kid, he's so awesome. I love him. He's like got my heart. Yes. He's so sweet.
I don't know.
Otto's pretty great.
And I guess
Patrace.
He's best waifu.
Well, that's interesting. Patrace. Oh yeah.
Patrace.
I think Patrace is probably best girl. Yeah, maybe.
It's hard. We
haven't seen best Patrace very much in this. Patrace is the ground dragon, if anybody can't remember.
Yeah.
Patrace.
Did she get fleshed out in this episode too?
Yeah.
Oh no.
The love. No. Oh, love.
So that's fair. So Patrace is definitely a contender for best girl. It's interesting. I will say I don't necessarily think that this was as strong as the first season.
I would agree with that.
And I would say, like, I had fun and I enjoyed the characters, but honestly, like, it was good. It was good.
I missed Rem.
Yeah, totally. This was not a stupendously compelling arc for me so far.
I agree.
It was fine. It was good. I enjoy the characters.
The first episode was basically a recap episode.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And it took them quite a few episodes to pull everything together.
Yeah.
For the arc. That said, considering that the next half of the season is coming in a few months, and this arc's going to continue, it's a long arc, so maybe it's justified that it took them so long to pull things together.
And maybe we won't get 6 more episodes. Maybe we'll get 12 more episodes.
Right.
I do think we have pretty excellent character development, and I like the integration of new characters.
Yeah, no, that's very fair. Getting a bunch of new characters in.
And I think like Garfield and his sister is really strong. I like them.
Yeah, I think if every future season were this good, even though I agree this is not as strong as the first season,
right? Sure.
If it were like this good and this much character development, it'd easily be like,
oh yeah, no, totally. It would be I agree. I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm saying that compared to the first season, which, to be clear, is an amazing season. Although again, the midpoint.
The first season was a roller coaster. It
Yeah.
was really good, it was a roller coaster in all the good ways. Like it tied everything together very well.
Yeah, it was a great show. The first season, ReZero is amazing. Second season, I think is good. I think it's solidly good.
Yeah.
I did not feel as attached to too many of the characters. The witches were kind of interesting. I honestly, I don't really care too much about what's the Beast Boy's name again?
Garfield.
Garfield. I don't really care too much about him. He's kind of interesting, I guess.
He's mainly just been an antagonist to this point.
Yeah, he's just been an antagonist.
We haven't really had the establishing Garfield's character episode. We've had a lot of mentioning Garfield and talking about him in the background.
And he's also been in parts of it. Mm-hmm.
It is to be expected somewhat that this wouldn't be as enjoyable as first season stuff because basically we took Subaru, Amelia, Otto, Oswald, and Ram, and it's like if you're gonna pick 5 characters from the first season and be like, guys, this is what the second season is, people are gonna be like, oh, come on, that's who you pick. Those
also characters like Ram. I mean, yes, she was in the second season so far, but was she really in the second season so far?
She's not very active. I would agree.
And here's also my question about Ram, and it is, could you replace her in any of the scenes with some random character? Because she doesn't really serve much function other than
she's mostly a background. She's pretty much a background character, but she has a relationship with Garfield, and we haven't gotten Garfield's.
That's fair.
We haven't gotten the episodes just delving into Garfield's backstory,
and I guess she did go back to the manor one time.
And I feel like Ram became more passive when it came to Rem and Ram's dynamic.
And Rem is gone.
Take Rem out of mix, and she doesn't have her horn anymore. So her character's more timid, still bossy, but not as involved.
She's basically she went from having a lot more drive and motivation to just I do what Oswald wants.
Yeah,
Oswald wants.
And I think that was the removal of Rem that caused her personality to be that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. I can get behind that. But yeah, good. So go ahead. One more thought.
I suspect by the end of this arc, we're all gonna like it a lot more because I think that they're gonna finish up a lot of character development, which will make us like the characters in this arc a lot more.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
That is very fair. I think that's very true. But okay, so let's real quick have a quick little recap. Strongest points. We'll do weakest points first. Weakest points of ReZero Season 2 so far.
The first episode's purely recap.
I hate recap
episodes. It does
episodes.
take a long time
I usually skip them.
Yeah, I mean, if you hadn't watched the first season for 4 years, then
totally, you'd be like, wait, what?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It takes a while to get moving. The recap episode doesn't help. I think the second episode doesn't help very much either.
It's also a long arc that we're on, so it has a slow build, and we haven't finished the arc, it feels like. So at this point, more of it has been devoted towards build than would feel natural for the number of episodes we've seen. But maybe that's just something that people who are watching it as it comes out have to deal with, and people who see it later on when the full season's out won't be as bothered by.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Helen, weakest points?
Weakest points, I feel like it left me wanting more from it. Some of the episodes just felt do we really need to sit through him walking in the forest over and over and over? That kind of got on my nerves in the sense that we know he's going somewhere, and if something's not happening, just get there.
Yeah, no, totally.
I don't know, to me, it felt a little it wasn't helping the story. I felt like it was
a lot of slow moments,
hindering it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's fair. Strongest points. Helen.
Freaking bunny episode scared the crap out of me.
Bunny episode. Oh
Monty Python Rabbit.
Monty Python.
You soggies are eating everything.
Yeah, that was pretty horrific.
Also,
it's probably one of the worst ways I think Subaru's died.
Something very funny. The depending on who translated it, the bunny in the light novel is either referred to as the Great Rabbit or the Big Hare.
Well, it's supposed to be one
Oh,
being.
boy.
Like, it's like one organism that's living in all bunnies.
Horrible
So
bunnies.
one thought controls everything.
Horrible bunnies.
Horrible bunnies.
Oh, it's
Sausage
horrifying.
All right, bad,
consume.
bad strong points.
I actually thought they were going to go into the bunny thing more because they
Right.
set it up like, how do I defeat it? And then we never got there.
Right.
And
I
then
Second,
It was
it's
a
gonna be in
little
that
dumb.
second half.
It's gonna be in the second half, yeah.
Okay, bad. Strongest points.
I love the first
Or
trial.
point.
I think that
Yeah,
that
that's
is
fair.
such a. It's also very like aware. The writers are very aware of the development that's happened. That they're like, we can put this thing in that is not, that is meant to just like establish where we came from in a way that isn't just like dumb recap. In a meaningful way, and we're developing
Totally.
the character at the same time as establishing where we've been before this, and it's just
Totally. Yeah.
it's really solid.
No, I agree. That was fun. That was a fun moment. I'm gonna see Subaru's memories of his parents.
Also, I love Otto and I love Byuko.
That's fair.
Good characters.
I do too.
Okay, final thoughts. Final thoughts on ReZero Season 2 so far. Before the break,
Solid.
solid. Yeah, solid. I enjoyed it. Still, watch ReZero. It's a good show.
And I would recommend it to even people who are new to anime. I'd still recommend the
Yeah.
season.
Oh, yeah.
I would never skip the first season.
Well, no.
The movies you could probably skip without issues.
I feel like you couldn't skip
Yeah, skip-
any ReZero.
Skip the movies, they aren't based on the actual original good writing.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I would say ReZero is a show that I would absolutely recommend to people who even aren't anime people, with the caveat that I think the more that the Sin Archbishops are in the show, the harder it is to watch. Because the Sin Archbishops are very intense, and they do a lot of like, I talk for 3 paragraphs at
Oh
you.
my god, I
saying-
know.
saying stuff that's almost nonsense, but not quite. And so it's like, yeah, they're pretty
Yeah.
intense.
No, that's fair.
It's kind of awesome almost because it's kind of like painful, but you're like, they're creepy.
The witches are a lot less intense than that.
Yeah,
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. And I'm excited to get more into the witches.
They're less
Yeah.
threatening.
They're less
more
threatening.
docile, except for the fact when that one like touches him and he starts breaking into pieces. That was horrifying.
Yeah. That's
Oh yeah.
pretty horrific.
Also, Subaru has the witch factor for sloth.
Subaru has the witch factor for sloth.
Yes, that was established. I think Greed said that pretty early on. And so I figured
What is
I
the
would-
witch factor? What do you mean? Maybe I'm not understanding. What
So
are you talking?
Echidna mentions that Subaru absorbed Sloth's witch factor.
Okay.
I think that was in like maybe the first or second time that Subaru sees Echidna.
Okay.
So I figured I'd mention that because that seemed like the kind of thing that people would forget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, you got it.
I did.
That's funny. Well, interesting. Okay, so we'll just have to see where the next season goes. Any final thoughts on ReZero season 2? None. Good. All right. What are we gonna watch next time? You guys made the list, right?
Best girl.
Oh, best
What?
girl. Okay, who's best girl? For season 2.
Patrice.
Patricia.
Oh, it's hard.
I'm gonna say the horrible bunnies.
I think Otto's best girl. I think Otto, when he punched Subaru, became best girl.
Okay, I can go with that.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I can understand that. I feel like
That's why I think he's waifu though, because he's always there, and he
yeah.
like searched for him, and he found him, and he's just like, I
Yeah,
got
but
you.
he's like,
And they have that
they're-
little like bitter fight when they're sleeping. That's not really a fight.
I don't think he can be waifu because it's like guy love. It's like clenching fists and being like, yeah.
That's fair. Oof. Oof. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I think Otto I guess Otto for me is gonna have to be best girl. As far as waifu,
Clone army.
Clone Army.
No.
Oh no.
No.
You know, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I don't know if I can do that this season.
Yeah. There are fewer waifu candidates this season.
Plus, within the world of ReZero, I'm still holding out my waifu for Rim. So that's or actually
waifu this season is Rim's memory.
Is the memory of Rim.
I can get on board with that.
Yeah, that's fair. Hopefully, I'll find a new waifu before the end of the second season. Technically, second season's not over yet, so I don't actually have to choose a waifu right now. Okay. Just because we're reviewing it halfway through. Okay, what are we watching next time?
Oh my gosh, that's a good question.
Or is it a simple question that we have not been ready for?
Oh, we could watch.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm just gonna like Michiko Hotchkin. I don't know. I've not seen.
What happened to the list that we made?
I have a list here.
Okay,
he's looking at it. He's deciding.
What's the next? He's deciding. Oh dear, that's terrifying.
Sword Art Online is still something that is culturally significant.
Yeah, that's actually that's fair. That is one that somebody was saying something about Sword Art Online.
And it's signed.
Oh my god.
It's signed by the voice actors. And it's one of those that's an exclusive. We got it because we got a raffle for it.
Weebs.
Total weeb.
Okay. I mean, I could watch Sword Art Online.
I've already watched it.
Yeah, how many seasons?
Alicization was really good. It starts out really slow, so it's really hard. For me, it was really hard to get back into.
It's going to be so video gamey if we watch it.
It's gonna be very. So we're going back to original.
Get out of that. Oh,
Sword Art Online.
Oh, okay.
Original Sword Art Online.
Okay.
What is?
Are we going back to? Because so basically, Sword Art Online. I'll explain this.
Okay.
It happened, and then it ended, and then they said, okay, season 2 is a different game, and then it happened, and then it ended, and then like, all right, Alice.
Then they branched off and made another game called Gun Gale Online, which was really good.
Basically,
I really liked that one.
Each season is a different game.
Oh my god.
But by the Alicization, they're actually this season ended and it's still continuing. Like there's more to this one.
This is exhausting just thinking about it.
It's really big.
Really,
I mean, it's
really
a big world.
If
we did it, I'd want to do like the first one.
Yeah, just
we'll
OG.
do the first season because I think honestly I think that they should have retired the main character and like done a different main protagonist.
Is the first season good?
So Alicization does
it is
that.
culturally significant.
Okay, what's another thing on the list? And we'll choose one of the two.
Michiko and Hotchkin. I don't know about Michiko and Hotchkin.
What is Michiko and Hotchkin?
I watched some of it. It was pretty cute. It's kind of got a Cowboy Bebop-esque feel. Definitely slower and not standalone episodes. More put together than that. But,
okay, that's fair. No, what do you know about Michiko and Hotchkin?
I know nothing about it.
You didn't see
There's
it?
also... Nope, not seen it.
I think we should do that one.
Okay. You don't want to go into the Sword Art realm yet?
It's very intimidating to me. Also, I like the idea of a show that Noah hasn't seen yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say you just want it because I've not seen it.
Exactly.
I have not finished it. I've watched a few episodes. I have
Perfect.
Not finished that one.
I love it. Okay, Michiko and Hotchkin.
Yep, it's on my wall, so I won't forget it.
Nice. That's
See,
how I
look,
remember
it's
things
up there.
Holy
Can you see it?
smokes! That's Cowboy Bebop.
No, that's Michiko and Hotchkin.
It looks like Spike on the front.
I meant up there, up higher.
Okay, fine, I see it. Okay, perfect. All right.
Yes, I have Cowboy Bebop too.
Sounds good. So, okay, sorry. I was distracted by the comments. All right, so we're going to go ahead and watch Isako and Hotchkin? Michiko and Hotchkin. That's going to be Saturday, the October the 17th. Holy smokes! Oh my gosh! Do you realize that not next podcast, but the one after that is Saturday, the 31st of October.
Is it the 31st or is it the 30th?
It's the 31st, which is also a full moon.
Oh, you're right. It is a Saturday. I thought it was a Sunday. That is fall back night too.
What is?
So yeah.
Oh. for
Time change.
what? Huh? When did that happen on Halloween? Let's
So yeah, that night we have to clocks back.
Great, I love it. So we're gonna have to figure out. Well, we'll figure out that later. But looks like the 17th of October, we're gonna be talking about Michiko and Hachkin. Thanks everybody for coming in, stopping by, and listening. Have a lovely night. It's nice to see y'all. Bye bye.
Be about yours.